Hey guys, it's Greg. Welcome back to another how-to video. This time, we're going to be learning how to write hardcore riffs. Now I know what you're thinking. But Greg, do you even lift, bro? This is ridiculous. Shut up and don't be silly. Yeah, I do lift, bro. Let's do this. Alright, so again, this isn't nearly as hard as you think it is. We just have to follow these basic steps. Step number 1. You want a look that says 3 things. Yeah, I do lift, bro. Yeah, I am super insecure. And yeah, I definitely watch way too much UFC. Alright, next step, and very important step. People gotta know how tough you are. How do they know how tough you are? By your shirt. Only 2 acceptable shirts you can wear. You can either wear a tap-out shirt or an affliction shirt. As you can see, I'm team tap-out. Next step, we gotta go lift. I'll see you at the gym. Alright, now that we're back from the gym and we got muscles AF, it's time to move to the next step. We gotta shave our heads completely bald. Why? Because it's more tough. Duh, more hardcore. Alright, but now that we're perfectly bald, it's time to add a very important step to the bald. You need a tough guy bandana, and not just any bandana. It's gotta be a skull bandana. Alright, now that we got our tough guy skull bandana, it's important to know how to wear it. It's gotta be right above your eyes. You barely want to be able to see out of this thing. Why? More hardcore. Duh. Alright, the last part of the look we're going to need before we get to the gear. Finger tats. Why finger tats? It's the most hardcore thing a bro could ever do. So now that we got our finger tats, let's talk about what kind of messages and things you can have on there. You can have lots of different things, but really, the most hardcore of all is if your fingers say hardcore. Yeah. Now that we got all the look and the muscles and everything out of the way, it's time to talk gear. Amps you're going to need. There's only 3 kinds of acceptable amps. A Mesa rectifier, a 6505, or a 5150. Alright? Why? Those are the most generic amps that make the most generic metal tones. That's why. I have a 5150, so we'll be using that. And no, I'm not going to dial it in. I'm just going to take the mids out because it's more hardcore that way. Yo, I don't know what my therapist is talking about. Just because I know Randy Couture's shoe size doesn't mean I watch way too much UFC. Alright, now let's talk about the guitar you're going to need. Alright? There's only 2 colors that you can have to be hardcore. You can have black or gray. And I have this one that's like somewhere in between those 2, so it's still pretty hardcore. Alright? But ideally, you want a single cut with active pickups. It's tougher and it's muddier because, again, you don't want good tone. You just want to be hardcore. Alright? Tuning. What's a good hardcore tuning? Alright? Drop C. Why? Because it's easy. And you don't think about it because it's heavy. And that's what we want. We're hardcore. Don't question me. I don't make the rules. I'm just explaining. Alright, so let's get to the tough guy riff. We're going to play in the key of C, but who cares about that? Because we're tough. We don't know about music theory. We do frets. Alright? Open on the top string, followed by some down picking, right? So we're going to go. Then the 2nd fret. Then the 3rd fret. And then the 5th fret. And you want to bounce while you're doing this, alright? So you got to pretend there's a circle pick going on. Alright, now the next step. There's got to be a breakdown, alright? You can do 2 kinds of breakdowns. There's a traditional, do a palm mute, but we just did that. So what we're going to do, we're going to let everything ring for 8 bars, and then we're going to talk about doing circle pits the whole time, like this. Let me see that pit! Come on, bros! Hit each other! Break stuff! And then back to the breakdown! Alright, bros, and that's how it's done. That's how to write every hardcore riff ever. That's the look, that's the sound, that's the attitude. I don't know why my therapist says I watch an unhealthy amount of UFC. 60 hours a day? That's unhealthy? How's that bad? I don't get it. I don't know. That's the finger tats. Alright? So go watch some UFC and come back and check out my next one. All right, make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, all that jazz. And then back to the break, Joe. Let me just, can you hand me my phone? I don't want my muscles to drop out of my shirt. Just want to make...